hey, I just noticed that you didn't have any black people or women on your show. And he goes, oh, I'm sorry. I just wanted my friends on this one. Which is a shitty way to find out you're not Tyson's friends.
Chef Dyke Michael's making food, and he's making comedy too. Thaddeus J. McKee is co-hosting with the guy I mentioned previously. Sauce Boss Zach's on the 1 to 2, so good he calls them 2s and 3s. And as always, there's a guest who is sure to please on Harder Brunch.
Hi, and welcome to the Harder Brunch Podcast. I'm your host, Dyke Michaels, and with me as always, my co-host, Thaddeus J. McKee.
Slappy, Pappy, wah.
On the 1s and 2s, the wheels of steel. Sauce Boss of Indianapolis and the Last Woke Dragon. Give it up for Zach Rohn.
Hey there.
Have you ever called them 2s and 3s?
No, I haven't.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to sometimes.
Yeah, I don't recall that ever happening.
Yeah. I'm just afraid I'm going to get too breathy with it.
Self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah.
And a very special returning champ with us, and comedian Tyson Cox.
Hello. Friend of the pod.
You're so much more than a comedian, though. A comedian, podcaster,
Friend.
Mainly friend.
friend of the pod.
Yeah. I'm not good at any of those either. I'm a bad friend. Yeah, no, I do a bunch of stuff.
T-shirt designer.
T-shirt designer, sticker designer.
Entrepreneur.
I'm gonna just call me an entrepreneur. God, could you imagine if I introduced myself as an entrepreneur? Like my friends that know me, they'd be like, "Do you mean the drunk guy?
Yeah.
the beer dude?"
Tyson Cox, entrepreneur. I was wearing your Bigfoot is a Gentle Lover T-shirt.
I'm so deep into my needing to do laundry, I'm wearing my own merch.
I love it. No, I
I
love it.
went into my merch that I sell, and I was like, "Look like I have 2 of these now." Crack
Hey,
the seal.
look, you're in good company because I'm wearing my own merch too right
I
now.
am gonna buy one of those today, by the way.
Well, you can at harderbrunch.com. That's a great place to go, Tyson Cox.
yeah,
if
there
you
you
want to
go.
get a T-shirt, go to harderbrunch.com and pick one of those up today.
I will.
I'll tell you what, they come very speedily. Very speedily.
Wonderful.
Like just a couple of months after you order it, you'll forget, and then it'll just appear magically.
I love surprises.
At your house.
I ordered a Kickstarter for 300 minis for like D&D for $60. Fantastic deal. I ordered it 3 years ago and it's yet to show up, but they send me a monthly reminder that they're bad at this. They're like, "We're really sorry,
Wait.
and we know this."
Is it still stuck in the Suez Canal or whatever?
Yeah, it was. I think actually that was part of it. Like it's been an adventure. Like it was COVID hit. Then they had to get it shipped to America. Then they had extra shipping fees, extra storage fees. Then they were like, "We're doing another. Give us more money so we can pay off our fees so you can get your shit."
Yeah.
What?
It was so the Kickstarter hit $1 million. Then they're like, all of our fees, we need $390,000. So they need a third more money. And their goal was like $60,000 to start. Like
Okay.
They're like, "We've mismanaged this horribly. We're so sorry." Like the email, and they sound so like a beaten husband. Like they sound so sad.
Yeah. When you have a whole "I'm sorry" department, things aren't going well.
Yeah,
I think that's just a scam.
that's the thing.
But why
That's
would
what
they
it
keep?
sounds like. They just got a writer.
But
They keep you stringing along. Listen, we're doing our best.
But makes you feel
3
bad.
years, though, that's a long time.
but they said it. Hey, we know this sounds like a scam, but it's not. So
So it's fine. It's cool.
It's fine.
COVID was the best. Is like the best excuse that keeps on giving. Like if I can't make a girl come, I'm like, sorry, supply chain.
Yeah.
You'll get there eventually, I promise.
I ordered some cunnilingus. It's not here yet. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, welcome back to the program, Tyson. Very happening weekend in the city of Indianapolis this weekend. This weekend was a buzz with activity.
Oh, so much.
And you were right in the thick of it at GenCon.
Love GenCon.
Yeah.
2022.
2022.
Please explain for our listeners that maybe outside of Indianapolis that don't know what GenCon is exactly.
So GenCon stands for the Geneva Convention, which is a bad place to start. It's the world's largest. I think it's the world's largest board game, like tabletop gaming convention. So there's anything from like Dungeons and Dragons to Cards Against Humanity, like any card game, any tabletop game, and it's huge. So you can buy expansions, you can buy other games, you can buy miscellaneous accoutrement like figures, minis, books. You can take classes on how to be a better game runner. You can sample free games. You can try and like people will hand out their own board games that they've made and be like, just play it, please, and like give away free games and stuff. Then there's
What do you like doing about it? Like, what's your thing when you go there?
all of it.
Yeah.
There's food trucks, beer, tons of people, cosplay. I'm a big fan of the cosplay, like not just seeing like girl butts, but that's pretty cool. But also like to see people, good or bad. I love cosplay. I almost love bad cosplay better.
Yeah.
I'm more impressed. Like there's this dude, he had like the Rocketeer from back in the day, but it was the Green Lantern, so it was a green jump pack with the made of like the hard lights, so it's like clear plastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Looked dead on. You know who I liked even better? Just a dude in a t-shirt who's just like, I'm this guy. I'm like, fuck yeah, you are. Yeah, you are, bud.
When did, because like it used to be more kind of a straightforward, like just like dudes came to play board games, and then like at some point it turned into like a more general kind of like pop culture. Because I didn't even realize for years and years that it was just board games, because it was like people are coming as like their favorite video game characters or like comic books. It all kind of blends together at some point.
Yeah, there is that bleed. Because like I went to Comic-Con 6 months ago, and I saw a couple of the booths that were there, but like the board game presence is way less. Like comic book presence is way higher there.
Yeah.
Where there is comic book games, like there's Marvel stuff, like obviously tons of stuff like that, like that has a presence. But it is like games you never heard of, and you get to try them, and you go, oh shit, that's really fun. Like I picked up a game called Galaxy Trucker. Like
What?
yeah, it's really fun. You scramble to build a ship, and then it's like a high paced pickup game. Super fun. So I just like
universe lot lizards and stuff like that.
I mean that's my Instagram, but leave that out. Thanks to the plug. It's my side hustle, entrepreneur. But yeah, no, it's just a fun, and it's just I love how nerdy it is.
Yeah.
And everyone's on the same page.
Yeah.
Like no one gives a shit. So like there'll be dudes in there, and I went dressed up to and there's a big dance. Like you get drunk around a bunch of nerds and watch them not know how to dance. It's really great. A lot of flossy from Fortnite. A lot of flossing.
That makes sense.
But there's Galaxy Trucker out there. Digital app. Oh my god.
Oh, this is a lot classier than I thought it would be.
Yeah, it's a little cute thing. You build a ship, you fly it around. What I love about the game is if you have any money at the end of the game, you win.
Okay.
Any money. If you have a penny, when I have a penny, we all three win. Like
nice.
It's one of those like fun, quick, not really that serious kind of game.
Now, I know they can't see this, but these are pretty young truckers, right? So this is marketed at a younger generation as well.
Yeah. It's
I was hoping beards, you know.
I mean, you got a pen.
Or
you got a pen, just draw it on there.
okay, thank you.
Yeah, so you build your thing. Oh, that's an actually digital app. Wow.
Did you do any stand-up comedy at GenCon this year?
Not this year.
But they do have stand-up comedy there.
They didn't this year. I'm gonna try because usually DJ's in charge of that, and I don't think I saw him. I'm gonna try to steal that from him and be a real piece of shit.
Oh, I know he does Comic-Con, but does he do GenCon as well?
I thought he did. GenCon gets a little more like they know that they're the shit.
Yeah.
So they're like, no. Like I think they have a thing where you have to, if you do like if it's you're new to it and you're doing an event like that, you need to sell tickets in advance, but no one buys tickets in advance for like some stuff like that. But yeah,
I gotcha.
yeah.
So,
But
we did a very special GenCon themed brunch for you.
I did. It was
today.
It was fantastic. I kind of was like mad at how happy it made me. I was like, he put dice on a cake.
Well, that's don't give away the big reveal at
I
the end there.
I didn't not. There's more to
We're
it.
gonna go down the line. So we had a chupacabra, chorizo biscuits and gravy.
Love that big cryptid guy. Big fan of the Mothman.
Those biscuits and gravy were delicious, by the way.
It was really good.
Thank you.
People were screaming. Like I got mad because I knew I had to go for more seconds, thirds, and fourths. I knew there's more food coming down the pipeline.
Yeah.
But none of us could stop. It was there crack in it?
No, there was no.
Was it Kraken?
It was, it
Oh,
was
there's
a
Kraken.
Kraken.
Yeah, I don't eat seafood.
It was
Boiled
I told
Kraken.
you this.
a Kraken was a Kraken. Man, that's always that's like literally my favorite brunch to make. Like it's kind of a crowd pleaser.
The B's and G's.
Never looks too pretty on a plate. like it's one of the things that I think tastes the best. And every time I go to photographic, I'm like, how do I make a pile of brown on brown dripping with brown look good? And then it's like, I don't know, put a sprig of thyme on it.
That's true. You're like, it's technically a salad now.
Yeah. Then we had the Dragonfire sliders.
Super good.
That was smoking goose meatery sausage, egg, cranberry infused cheddar with Serrano pineapple jelly.
A little sweet, a little spicy. It was really good.
Now, like when I tried that Serrano pineapple jelly in the store, I didn't have a delicious biscuit to put it on.
Okay.
And so she was like, try this. And I just heard pineapple. And I was like, ooh, pineapple jelly. And then just took a little bit. It felt like someone just took a white hot poker and just like pierced my tongue with it. And then she's like asking me a bunch of questions. Because like when I go in there, they all know about the podcast and they know I buy, product there to go cook. So everyone's like, what are you cooking? I'm like, I'm cooking the podcast is gonna be good.
You sure there was like, here's a pineapple pepper thing? Or she just like, hey, put your tongue out and then hit you with a bee? Just put it.
It's what it felt
It's a
like.
full bee in your mouth.
Felt like my tongue stepped on a bee. And then we did the sous vide smoked pork chop with breakfast hash and a locally sourced owlbear egg.
Yeah, you got to get the owlbear egg local. Because
They don't keep well.
they don't travel well.
Well, they're endangered in Indiana, so that's why.
Yeah.
That is true.
I like to mix it up with endangered ingredients every episode.
There's not a crime being committed on Harder Brunch. Is it really Harder Brunch?
Well, we've been talking about having an endangered Harder Brunch. Mostly me saying we should do this.
That's been 100% him.
It's been mostly like, hey, what would bald eagle taste like? Or is panda that illegal?
It's not good. It's a doughy meat. It's not,
you've tasted it?
I can't legally say, but
You can't legally say.
What if we did like Jurassic Park cloning, but we just brought dead extinct animals back just to eat them?
that
like-
seems like the most American thing.
Saber-toothed tiger, like woolly mammoth.
Braised dodo bird.
Yeah. Is it good? No, but it was $400,000.
You will pay money for that.
And then obviously the most exciting of the entire thing was the dessert made by the one, the only Sauce Boss.
I made
So good.
I made a carrot cake themed like a 20-sided die.
It was really cool.
So when we got the assignment, I was told it could go one of two ways, and it was either going to be a vegan brunch or it was going to be a GenCon brunch.
Yeah.
And so when I got here, basically I feel like Dyke had done nothing that was GenCon themed and just slapped some names on it in the end. And it doesn't even look like a brunch that would have done well as a vegan brunch either.
Considering the amount of egg and pork chop and chorizo in it all, I don't think a vegan.
No,
Dyke, what's a vegan?
full disclosure, we were supposed to have Kelsey Cook. I was going to ask Kelsey Cook that we're never supposed to have. I don't want to. Sorry.
Full disclosure, we just want to say Kelsey Cook canceled on us.
Canceled on us at the last second by not being invited.
Get that brunch army on her. Really flame her on the internet.
No. She's great. I opened up for her all weekend at Helium Comedy Club, and I was like, I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to ask her. She's probably going to say no, so we should have a backup person. And we talked about that. Anyway,
Yeah.
But I found out from a podcast that she was a vegan, so I was like, holy shit, this has to all be vegan.
He's sending me like live updates. They're like, oh yeah, there's a peanut allergy. Oh yeah, she's vegan. And then a couple hours later, after I've got cakes baked, she's not vegan. Don't worry about it.
Oh, all right.
I'm sitting at the first show, and I'm like, I just got done hosting for her, so I'm watching her stand up for the first time, and I just heard maybe 5 hours before on a podcast her talking about going vegan and blah blah, and how it's so much healthier for you, this and that.
And you watched her eat a live piglet?
On stage, I was like, what, did she unhinge her jaw? Wild.
Vegan's when you don't chew, right? That's what a vegan is.
And like her third joke was like, so I was a vegan for a year and a half. That was stupid. And I'm like, son of a bitch. So yeah, so you got a vegan GenCon cake, and it was still amazing.
It was
great,
so
yeah.
good.
If you could easily have not said that was a vegan cake, and nobody would have known.
No.
I would have no idea.
Because in my head, when I hear vegan cake, I automatically think it's not going to taste as good.
Well, that's what my whole thing was when you sent me the menu last night. I was like, you know what? It's a cake. It's still fine. Honestly, I feel like it turned out really well.
It was fantastic. It was honestly some of the best carrot cake I've ever had.
But then I saw what he was making, and it was like you son of a bitch. You had me make something vegan, and then you roll in here with the smoked pork chops and the biscuits and
Oh,
gravy.
I went hard the other. Once the vegan deal was broke, I was like, I'm going to the meat store.
Yeah. I think we need to mention there was actual carrots around the cake
Candied,
that were
yeah.
like candied
Yeah.
and salty at the same time. You can't go without saying that.
Yeah, no, I took the carrots and I feel like you can almost burn carrots and they're still delicious. And then I just glazed them with brown sugar.
Okay, that's what happened. So good.
I always wondered if we have two audiences. I feel like we have one audience that listens to the podcast and maybe watches us on YouTube or whatever, and then I feel like there's an audience that just looks at the food porn and stuff that we put up online. And so I just wonder, like, if there's people, like, if you're out there and you've only ever listened to us online and you've never seen all the food that we're talking about, go check out our Instagram at Harder Brunch, and we put all the pictures and videos of all the food that we're talking about. And I guess I should tell people on the Instagram the same thing, like, hey,
we make a podcast.
We have a podcast.
Yeah.
You should listen to it sometime.
If you've never heard of this podcast and you're only on Instagram, let me tell you about this podcast. But who decorated the cake? I want to know that, because that made me giddy like an idiot.
Well, Zach did the whole
Yeah,
thing.
I did the whole thing.
I love, so he put a full ass D20 dice on it and a dice roller with a dragon and everything. And I was like, I'm so happy.
That was a cheat because it was laying around the house. It's
It's good that you can put dirty toys on the cake.
well, I like to make them a little dirty.
Hey.
He pried it out of his son's mouth.
Yeah, but, did you get any of the dollars that I baked in there?
Pull out of my mouth. Oh, that was fun because the last night at the dance, they have cosplay deviants. They put on this dance, 21 and up. I think it was supposed to be a cash bar or like a free bar, but it wasn't because the tickets were $36 a piece
Okay.
to get in.
Yeah. And then you had to pay for drinks?
And then drinks were $6 a piece.
Yeah, that's
come
called
on.
a bar, man.
Yeah.
they got
Yeah.
you at like a downtown bar.
Yeah.
So a $36 cover charge.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
But
Which-
for a good dancing time.
before the good dancing night, but they had ladies there. Like you could really tell who the paid employees were,
Yeah.
because like they were all very attractive. And I'm not saying there's not attractive nerds,
Yeah.
but like they were also collecting dollar bills. And my buddy was like, "Hey man, you want to get this round of drinks?" And he goes, "I can't." I was like, "Why not?" And he goes, "I just gave all my money away." I'm like, what?
So there was paid models is what you were
It
saying.
was, yeah. I mean, I'm sure they're nerds as well, but they're like, they also were on the dub the hentai, and like they opened the show by showing us their tits, which I was like, I'm not mad about it. That just seemed out of place.
That's
the
why I
guys-
always open my shows up.
It is, I appreciate that.
I mean, if I paid $36, that would soothe the burn a little bit. Little bit. I'd be like, okay, that took $10 off for sure.
yeah, they danced and then walked around and got tips, and apparently I'm sure they made a ton of money just from dudes.
Were
being
you
like,
at a strip club, Tyson?
It was
Did you actually go
essentially.
to the
I
strip
think that's
club?
why it was $36.
Yeah,
It's
man.
Like,
Yeah, you went to a strip club.
Yeah.
You went to the world's laziest strip club where
was-
they just got nude once, and they're like, well, now that that's out of the way.
Like, so we just had to flash these nerds once and we're good.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, just do it right at the
Some of
beginning.
these guys have never seen nudity before.
They have like the paramedics ready for people to pass out.
from the nosebleeds. That's what happens in the animes. You know that anime shirt.
Oh, dude, we got, man, I love Zach's shirts when he comes up. He comes over sometimes, and is this the one of the shirts that you got off the line and it was the wrong one? Or
No,
this
this is one that was given to me for Christmas. Somebody looked at my Netflix history
What it
to find out what my favorite show was, and they thought that it was this one.
What show? What even show is that?
Demon Slayer, I think.
Oh, okay,
yeah, let's
all
do
right.
this.
Yeah.
Do you have the shirt with the jacked boar man with the two swords?
No, I would have liked that one.
That was, they looked at the wrong show, right? That wasn't your favorite show.
Yeah, that wasn't like, I don't even watch anything on the Netflix. Like it's like, and there's like 7 different people that use it. Like,
I love that you got someone else's favorite show's shirt.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, they're probably shitty. I
Yeah.
don't even know whose favorite show it was.
you should get a dinner with all 7 people that share your Netflix.
Just to see who's the or who's
yeah.
the most jealous.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, man, the algorithm has got pretty aggressive with me. And like sometimes I get mad about how right they are because like I'm just like the one that keeps popping up now is just like full like Back to the Future like clothing wear, like Back to the Future shoes and drip, and I'm like, if I had like $200 extra, I would so buy that.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I love the algorithms are annoying because like Rena, my wife, will be like, "Oh, have you seen this going around on TikTok?" And it's always this very, very niche thing. I'm like, no, why would I see bisexual girls unicycling while playing the fucking bagpipes? Like that's
I have seen that.
it's a thing.
Well, it's a thing in
vibe.
Scotland.
Yeah.
My favorite is when people complain about the algorithm, and then it's just always like stuff that they were obviously looking at. Like, how come TikTok only shows you girls jumping on trampolines? Like, what is that?
Yeah. When they haven't figured it out.
There was a senator that caught. He was like, "How come I'm getting I don't like the internet. I'm getting targeted ads for meet local men in your area." And they're like, "That's because they're using your search history to give you cultivated ads." The internet's a bad thing.
Let's get rid of the internet.
Yeah, get rid of this internet.
Yeah, mine's like, oh, do you want to see Jamie Foxx doing Dave Chappelle impressions? I'm like, oh, of course.
Like, yeah, I do.
I'm gonna be late to work. Sorry, guys.
Does anyone else feel weird if someone's because Rena was like, let me watch your videos with you, and I was like, I don't like that. Don't.
No, I'm very conscious of the fact that it will show whatever ads of the shit that I've been watching.
Yeah.
And mine is such a cursed mix of all sorts of terrible things. But I do get the Jamie Foxx one too.
Yep, I got the Jamie. It was a good one.
I feel like everybody gets that one.
That one's for everybody.
I don't even like people looking at like photos on my phone, and there's not because it's like chock full of nudes. Yeah. It's because I've made so many memes out of my friends.
Because it's chock full of turbo.
Why is there 7 pictures of that on here in a row? And I'm like, it was Thursday. It's fine.
Yeah. I play this game. I'll talk about this on After Brunch, but I play this game called PG-13 or R, or PG or R, and my Rocky character talks about like there's nudity in a kid's movie, and so like I have to come up with more stuff for this game, and so I'm typing in my phone on Google, all right, children's movie with nudity. I didn't even get to nudity, and I was like, this is gonna be bad.
Yeah.
Like, as someone that works with a lot of them,
I think
I'm not typing this in.
Comedians should get like a special search engine or something
Seriously.
where we're just like, it's not a porn.
I mean, I don't know.
I'm looking for a bit.
I don't know if there needs to be a comedian loophole. You just have to be smart enough not to do it.
You get.
Then I feel like a lot of creeps are all of a sudden becoming comedians. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, I'm a comedian.
What do you mean all of a sudden? You've been doing open mic?
I was working on jokes.
No, you leave all the illegal parts. It's just the safe parts. You know,
we went to
the safe parts you can't search for. What are those, by the way?
You know what? I think I talked myself out of the idea. You know what?
We went to Terry Shepard's 50th birthday party yesterday.
Ah, he looks like shit.
And it was
There we go.
we went. Come on now. We went to. It was great. It was a pool party. It was fun. But they had a roast. It was like an impromptu roast.
Oh, those are the worst.
And, I know. And but like they had said something about it, and I was like, well, I never signed up. I didn't write any jokes, so I didn't think about it till we got there. And they were like, all right, comics, it's time for the roast. And I'm like looking around, freaking out, like, did everybody write jokes? Like I didn't write an entire roast at all. And I'm like, oh, I think it's just kind of go up there and wing it kind of thing. And I was just like, all right. And then so like all the comics that went up, we know how to do that. You know what I'm saying? We know how to throw out 3 like quick little kind of like classic roast jokes and then be done with it. And it was fun. It was just like, that said something really funny. Like everyone just threw a couple funny things up there and then walked out. And then all the non-comics went up.
Oh no!
And I was like, oh, I feel like I've been tricked into going to an open mic. Like it was painful.
Which impromptu roast is always just like, here are the things that I don't like about you.
Well,
that are always top of mind.
This was more just like, hey, remember when Jerry did this?
All these inside jokes that still don't make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really hate bad comedy. I'm just gonna say it right now. It really hurts my body. Like, it's not good.
I got asked to do a roast. So someone messaged me, goes, hey, congrats on the album. I'm trying to get a comedian to do a roast. Would you be interested? I was like, yeah, I'm interested. Like, I need more details, though. Like, what's the format? And he goes, it might be in person or it might be a video. And I was like, a little weird, but okay. And he goes, yeah, you'll just be roasting my family at the end of this gathering. I'm like, I'm not doing that. Like, you want me to just be mean to your... that means my face is just saying all the things, the meanest shit.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not doing that shit.
You know, it works. Sunglasses.
Yeah.
You get away with saying mean stuff.
You can just be in character.
You put on a plain hooded sweatshirt and a plain hat, the old Marvel disguise.
You did my favorite, literally my favorite character anybody does. Edgy Tyson.
I haven't done Edgy Tyson in a while. I should do Edgy Tyson again.
Edgy Tyson coming out and but the thing is, like, regular Tyson always kicks in about 5 minutes in because you like lose faith in the bit, and then you're like, I don't want anyone to think that I'm a dick.
I did that at Red Curb, and there was this lady who just kept talking during the show, and I was like, I'm Edgy Tyson, I'm mean to people. I was like, what are you doing? Why are you talking, And the lady was like, oh, my friend's hard of hearing, so I'm telling her the jokes. She really likes them. And I was like, Also, why'd you sit up front? If you can't hear,
Edgy Tyson should be like, sorry, you can't hear, bitch.
Yeah, you can fucking get the gabagoo out of your ears.
Dude, if you told a hearing impaired person to get the gabagoo out of their ears, you might win comedy. I feel like you might. It was the last joke you ever made, but god dang, it was the best.
I do want to see an Edgy Tyson comedy album. That'd be great.
Oh god.
You could do like a 10-minute album. I
Yeah,
bet.
A 10-minute. That's a single.
It's an EP. No, it's an EP. Extended play.
EP. I thought a 30-minute was the EP.
I think for comedy, I'm working with somebody to put on a show where we record it, release it as EPs, because get some good footage, get some stuff out there so you can get some buzz going for you. And it's an EP, so the shit can change, and you can put it on your album later. But so like I think an EP is like 10 to 12 minutes, and then a dual album would be 30, and then 45 to an hour is like your special, right? Like, I think that feels.
You just dropped an album.
I did. Dad Water on, I think, everything but Spotify, because somehow Spotify hates comedians.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Which sucks.
Because they pay a lot of money for one. They don't have enough money for anybody else.
Joe's expensive. He's expensive.
Yeah, Joe's like, I'm a comic for the comics. I'm starting a comedy club, really good at the outside. What's that? I took all their money? Well, it's going to be a pretty nice comedy club that I opened with all their money. But yeah, no, I just did it. It's on all the stuff. I got released as spoken word. That was fun. I think I had a number.
What's the difference?
One's stand-up comedy.
One's funny and one's not.
Yeah.
I mean, like, was that an accident?
It was an iTunes error. Like the guy said he was fixing it. Like, so I
might
got
not have
it.
been though.
So I should have introduced you as slam poet.
Yeah, really confuse people.
What's the deal with the people in the front row? Did you come together? Are you married?
He has like a little drum.
What do you do for a living, sir?
You work for the man.
You are the man.
And I don't mean that in a complimentary manner.
No, man, you're out.
No, let's keep beat poing it.
I was annoying myself. Like if someone I don't know, man. Slam poetry is a real fine line.
There's some really good slam poets.
Yeah, there really is.
None of them are in this room.
My impression of one was not good. No, man, you have a fantastic album. I got to be on your album release show. I was in the audience for the actual recording.
Yeah.
It was super fun, super funny. And one of the most exciting things about the album release is that you animated a section of your album. And where can people check that out at?
I'm just putting everything under the Nerd News Network YouTube.
Okay.
To be complicated, but if you Google the real reason there's no pictures of Bigfoot and Tyson Cox, I found out you have to add the Tyson Cox.
Wow, nobody's googling that, dude.
No, I know. I've really shot myself in the foot and mouth. But here, Sauce Boss, let's see how far we get before it shows it on the YouTube. Go the real reason, and this is the get Tyson Cox Bigfoot. Let's see what shows up there.
Yeah, that would be a lot better shortcut. Tyson Cox Bigfoot.
Nope, it's the bit, but not the animated one.
Hey.
I get Neil deGrasse Tyson. That's not good. Now type animated. Animated.
Wow, Bigfoot, aliens, and God.
If it's this easy for us, imagine how easy it's going to be for you at home.
Yeah, we can't.
Nope, we're still not there.
Well,
all right.
Wait, that's somebody else's Bigfoot animation?
That's somebody else's Bigfoot animation.
You went farther down the list. The more details we put.
Yeah.
Hold on, you're not
These
even
are really good ones, but let's do it the way that Tyson said it.
Yeah. You're not even the top one of Tyson Cox Bigfoot animated videos.
Yeah, no, this is great because there's just a clip from like Balto too, like unrelated to Bigfoot at all.
Man,
I've never been more sorry that I brought up a.
This is my fault.
this is tanking it. This is taking.
No, there
this
is. Third
podcast.
one down. Third one down. Tyson Cox, Bigfoot animated short.
Wait, this is you?
Yeah.
Wait, you drawed yourself as more bald.
No, I did not draw myself. I shipped this out. I purchased an animator, but he animated this thing for me. And the real reason there are no pictures of Bigfoot is the title. And then here's the thing: is I gave him a clip where I had hair, gave him a picture where I had hair. He must have Googled my Facebook and gave me no hair.
I feel like he believes in Bigfoot more than he believes that your hairline's coming back.
Rogaine, motherfuckers.
Yeah, but this was great, and like I thought it was also great for. It seemed very well paced out for everyone that like if they came to your album release, you didn't just like, hey, here's all the jokes that I did already, but like you did something, you did new material,
yeah,
and then you did this material, but in animated form. Mm-hmm. I thought it was great. I thought it was just very well thought out. It was also like fast. It was like not like, hey, you guys will see me do another hour. It was just like I'm just gonna do 15, a comic, boom, boom, boom. Yeah. Here's a DJ. It was a fun like party.
Yeah, I had a nerd DJ. I got to show a cartoon. I got to do comedy. Like if I played D&D, it would have been the best day ever, and I would have just killed myself and been done. I would have retired my whole self.
It was your party. You could do whatever. You could have been like, I'm the ice cream boy now.
That is true. I didn't think of that.
It was a pizza party.
It was a pizza party. I had Grumps up there. They opened up. That was real good. But yeah, Black Circle is a great place. Sunday show every week, and they let me do a special Friday album release party, and it was dope. And they were super nice.
Can you just pin this to the top of your Twitter?
I
feel like I can repost.
Right.
Well, Harder Brunch will repost.
Yeah.
Your animation this week.
Yeah, I will. You can mark I'm at 149 views, so we'll see what your influence is.
Hey, get ready for the brunch bump.
The brunch bump?
The brunch bump. Yeah.
That sounds terrible. Like you can catch that at a dark alley.
It sounds like somebody got pregnant on mimosas.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I got drunk on mimosas, and he forgot to pull out. Now I have this brunch bump.
9 months later, I got the brunch bump. All right, let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back with more Tyson Cox Bigfoot Comedy Hour. animatedcartoon.com/YouTube. Gen Z can't stop raving about the Harder Brunch Patreon.
Patreon.com/Harder Brunch slaps.
No cap, the Harder Brunch Podcast is bussin' on God.
Move over, Boomer. Gen Z's here to talk to you about the Harder Brunch Patreon.
Harder Brunch Podcast on Patreon, $3 a month, low-key a steal.
The Harder Brunch Podcast deadass has me bricked up every day.
Listen to these all totally real testimonials.
No, I'm getting paid to do this, don't worry. Yeah. No, you think I do this for free? No.
The Harder Brunch Podcast deadass slaps. Sound younger! The Harder Brunch Podcast deadass slaps.
Just go to patreon.com/Harder Brunch.
The Patreon After Brunch podcast hits different. That shit makes you feel shit.
Hi, and welcome back to the Harder Brunch Podcast. We're rejoining our guest, Tyson Cox. During the break, we watched your cartoon, your animated cartoon, and I loved it.
Laughed really hard.
It's great.
Laughed, we cried. It's very sentimental.
It's a very good romantic cartoon.
Now, is this based off a true story?
I don't have any pictures.
Yeah.
Hey, I like that.
Loosely based.
Loosely
Yeah, loosely based on that time with Bigfoot. Yeah, I'll get that. I'll get a better link.
We'll work on that. Work on the link technology.
Yeah.
And like I said, we'll repost it. I'll throw it up there on Twitter.
That'd be great. Thank you.
It's really fun, and we were kind of talking about the style was almost kind of like in the style of like a Ren and Stimpy meets Gravity Falls kind of cartoon. Yeah. Who did that? Who did the animation for?
Oh shit! It's a friend of a friend got me hooked up. Devin does art.
Okay.
I'll get an appropriate plug here. I gotta get off.
He does such a great job on that. Like the fact that you could just say mix these two styles of cartoon, and then he just produces that.
I literally was just like, I want. I was like, I just want Gravity Falls, like Gravity Falls-esque, because it feels like it fits the bit.
Well, I like the little like the visual jokes within the jokes, you know, like. Because like I've obviously heard all that material before, but when you see like the little visual,
and that was all him too. Like I didn't give him like I'm usually pretty like clear on what I want with stuff, but I was like I need a quote. is Devin Makes Art on Instagram. Devin Makes Art, all one word. I was like, I want Gravity Falls, and here's the bit. Because I was just looking for a quote. I was like, how much do you think this would cost? And the guy emails me back like 3 days later with 2 minutes of animation.
Oh wow!
I was like, what? And it was like good animation too. I was like, you just want to do this? He goes, yeah. And so we negotiated a price and whatnot. And there's his Instagram there. He does a lot of like. So what's interesting is he has a lot of styles on there that aren't nothing like what he did. So like, it's very impressive how like adaptive he is on stuff. Very communicative, very good. He seems like a very good dude. Like I said, I haven't met him. Friend of a friend.
Yeah,
would recommend.
That's awesome. Tell us a little bit about this nerd news that you've been doing.
I've been so I'm a big nerd. We may have discovered that, but I met another big nerd in comedy, Tyler Waltz. He's my dude. And I did so how it all kind of came about is I did a show. I opened for Shane Smith, and he's a real nerdy dude, and I got to open for him. And I was like, this is the audience I want. And the best way I can phrase it is like 30-year-old nerds who fuck. that's the audience I want. Cause like they were nerds, but they're also like drinking, and they were like hanging out after, having a good time, talking, just really fun, really cool, really nice people. And I was like, I want to make that happen. And I was like, okay, well, you have to build a fan base. I'm not a huge social media. I don't like it. But I know it's the necessary evil. So I was like, okay, I got to do something on TikTok. And so I started talking to Tyler. He's like, I want to do a podcast about D&D. And so we started a Monster of the Week podcast, which is a fun game, which Dyke was on. And we got like 6 episodes, and I didn't feel I didn't like the quality of it. Like we could have, like our system was bad and stuff. But like when the
quality of my improv.
The quality of your improv was so bad. I mean, you've heard your show. Got you. Boom. But so anyway, so we started like to do that. We're like, oh, let's make that. He was like, what if we did like a news show about being nerds? And I was like, oh, that'd be great for like little short videos. And so I was like, oh, dude, let's do this. And then so we kind of collaborated on that. And we kind of came up to the idea of it's essentially doing a monologue joke, just one monologue joke a day. So 7 days a week, we'll put a video up every day on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. But it's just like really, and it's like what's in the zeitgeist. We'll record them, and they're pretty up to date. So like we've had some success. Like we talked mad shit about Diablo, and it's so wild to me that Diablo like is the mobile game, and like it's free to play. You don't have to be mad about it. Like it costs some people $550,000.
What?
So their RNG on their good gems. Like if you want to be top tier,
can you speak American, please?
So basically, if you don't want it to be very good, you needed to get like a ruby.
You had to pay to play kind of thing.
Yeah, to buy it, you get a loot box that has a 0.05% chance. So just statistically, if you had the worst luck on the planet, it would cost you $550,000 to max out a character. And then in the comments, a lot of people are like, you can just tell they pushed their glasses up before they come. They're like, you could just play. I'm like, yeah, and that takes 10 fucking years, okay? Like, and they do seasons. Like, it's crazy to me how nerds are so fine with like the loot mechanics nowadays versus like when we were younger. Because when you were younger, you played Tony Hawk, you hit all the gaps, you did all the things, you got a new character, right? Now it's like we will just take $5 out of your pocket and you will get a randomized thing. And other countries are making that shit illegal. Sorry, I got on a soapbox about it.
No, tell us how you don't like them other countries and what they're doing. Come on now.
No, I like what they're doing. But anyway, so like the nerds just started arguing that, and that one got like 100,000 views. And we're like, oh shit, we're on to something. So it's been fun. So check out Nerd News on TikTok and Instagram and all that.
You get people like really fired up and mad at you for jokes.
Yeah.
Like
or if you say something like slightly wrong, there's actually a lot of that. A lot of like I have a Star Wars joke that's just on my TikTok. It got like 500,000 views, and that's only because people would be like, "The war was 20 years ago." Because I say 100 years. My favorite is people would be like, "It was 18 years ago. It was 19 years." Like either correcting me and they can't even get it right.
Yeah, let's pick apart a joke.
I do want to ask, like, were you pro making it illegal in other countries or are you against it?
Yeah, it should be illegal to
period.
The loot box mechanics. Yeah, because it's just a digital randomized thing, and you get a chance to. You're paying real money for a chance at an item.
And you said $500,000.
It could be up to $500,000.
Like, I couldn't imagine being in a third world country and like someone like walking by, you're playing your games, like, is that the loop? There's just people outside, like,
yeah. It's absolutely insane, and the nerds are defending it too. That's the thing. That's the thing that blows my mind. Is like you could just play. I'm like, and you could just shut the fuck up. Like you. Could
it's basically just online gambling, right?
Yeah, it's all it is. It's literally gambling.
Wait, you're making money from winning though?
No, you're gambling your money to get an item. Instead of going to a store and going, I gave you $15. I want these 3 rubies. Put them in my pouch. You're buying a box with a question mark on it.
I don't know. They both looked at me.
Okay. Yeah. They're like, shut him up. He's on a roll.
Dyke just bought the loop.
Yeah. But then you get, there might be the thing you need. There might be a emoji. There might be some armor that you don't need.
Yeah, I keep feeling like 500 American.
Yeah,
500,000 American dollars.
Real American
not
dollars.
Not like a game.
No.
Okay.
No.
I want to enter these discussions.
Do you think like in the future that's like people are going to be like virtually homeless, like in the metaverse? Because
the people are virtually homeless.
The metaverse.
No, people are really homeless, but like, can you become like virtually homeless? Like,
I bet. Yeah.
You lose all your virtual bucks, and they.
Yeah.
Would that require solving actual homelessness so that you could only be virtually homeless?
No, we're not gonna fix that either.
No, there's just a new kind of way to be homeless.
Yeah.
No, but I bet people will get like severe online like gambling addictions and stuff like that.
So there's people out there that are like, I don't understand why this game exists. This game sucks. It's all microtransactions. But the thing is, those games aren't trying to get 100,000 people to play it and give them each $2. They want one dude to give them $200,000. So they're called whales in that community. They're called like whales because they're big spenders. They had to make a new term because some guy spent over $500,000 on one game. So now there's like shrimp, fish, I don't know, catfish, shark, whale.
I'm getting hungry
now, and all the way up to now. There's a kraken, which is so like if you spend over $500,000 on a single like pay to play game, you're a kraken now.
Do people like brag about that? Is that like a badge of honor?
I hope not.
But no, the names are for the people that are like exploiting those people.
Yeah, yeah.
right?
Like we got whales. We try to get, we need to get a kraken.
So you're not referring to yourself as a kraken if you just spend a lot of money.
So are they debating like the legality of this?
It is being debated. Like it should, like it is illegal in I think Germany, but like it is. So it's training kids to gamble as well.
Well, they have that with the toys too. They've got like blind bags.
Yep.
And you know, I mean, you used to have trading cards, but now I mean, it's like everything has a series of blind bags, and you might buy a box of them and get mostly duplicates.
Yeah, but well, even with like a physical item, like I bought a random mystery box at GenCon. It was $60, and like you're guaranteed to have $7 worth of stuff in there. I'm like, that's not technically it, but this is fun. Whatever, a real life loot box. Let's have a good time. I got it. It was 3 sets of dice, a dice bag, a fun little dice roller. Like, okay, this is fine. What is $60? Whatever, it's fine. But I knew that going in. But it's all these. It's the problem is like I could probably resell those dice. I could resell the dice tower, make some of my money back. You can't resell any of these items you get on games because it's a game. It's a
fugazi.
It's a fake thing.
But people sell accounts and stuff like that. I mean, with some things
you can, but it's not. You can, but there's like 6 people that make money. You know what I mean? It's like, I know World of Warcraft accounts were big back in the day. And that was just people, they'd sit down, they'd farm the thing, they'd sell it for X amount because, someone has a good programming job. They can't spend all the time to play, but they want the shit. So they get the shit by paying for it.
I'm always fascinated by the number of like scams and stuff out there that I'm not even aware of. There's so many more ways I could lose my money.
I think what blew my mind about that, I read some sort of article about like basically sweatshops where they would have people set up in basically computer labs in third world areas or whatever. And instead of having them make shoes, they were having them farm imaginary games to sell accounts.
Well, you'll sell accounts, you'll sell gold, you'll sell achievements, you'll sell you'll get a team of people that are really good at it, and then people will pay money to get ran through a thing on their own character, so they can get an achievement on their already existing account. There's believe it or not, there's TikTok farms where there's just like little cubicles that are just very, very attractive women lip syncing to songs. and they're just scamming people out of their money. They're getting, TikTok view money, stuff like that. Like the world's wild. I'm such a dumb man when it comes to this. It's insane.
I when I was in Haiti, I was actually a part of one of those cubicles where they made me play a game, and it was solitaire, and I was like, can I get like a Sims 3? And I was like, I don't know how this is making any money, and I think I like wasted like months of my life there. I'm like, I'm done.
Yeah.
Well, you were also stripping during it, which was
There was the nudity part, and I forgot to mention that.
no one asked for it, but you just did that anyway.
Yeah, I thought let's spice it up. Playing some cards.
That's how I met you.
I'm getting bored. That's how we met.
Sexy solitaire.
Yeah.
Tyson, you're
I'm done ranting now.
Yeah, that's great.
Sorry.
We went down a wormhole of nerdiness. No, you're one of the old guard of the Indianapolis comedy scene.
The old guard.
Old guard. I don't like that term.
Is there like a button for that?
Sorry, I'll tell you what. Thank
There
you.
it is.
I
Oh no.
I get called two things. By white guys, I get called big guy, and black guys always call me big man. And I hate them both equally.
Okay.
But because I'm not tall.
Well, no, they're not like saying big and tall shopping man. They're just you're big.
So the other day, I was walking out of Aldi's, and there was this guy who was having a bad day, and he called me old G. And I was like, wow, I found something I hate even more than big guy.
Yeah. I don't like the term old guard because I don't like I've done comedy I've been doing comedy for about 10 years now. And I don't like how, and I understand why it does get very cliquey or very like you have to be here for 6 months before anyone welcomes you.
Yeah, it's like bringing a goldfish home from the state fair. You don't get too attached to it.
Yeah,
like the first night.
But those were the old rules, right? Are those the old rules?
I think so.
6 months before you shake someone's hand.
It was like an unspoken thing because when I first moved to Indianapolis, I already been doing comedy for 3 or 4 years. I was dog shit, but I was not. I was better than an open micer. But I'd show up, I'd do my thing, and no one talked to me for 6 months, and I hated that
because you smelled though. Like it wasn't even anything.
I did do a pre-garbage roll every show. It got me in my Zen mode, and I really hated that. So I was like, So I actually was like, I'm gonna be the opposite of that. So I talk to if I see someone I haven't talked to, I just say, hey, I'm Tyson. Welcome to the scene. Da da da. If they need advice, I'll help them out. Some people do that thing when they're like, this is my best friend now. I'm like, I nope.
Yeah,
I'm very busy. I'm so sorry. I'll do what I can. But I want more people in the scene. Mm-hmm. I think more people can breed more ideas. It can breed more fun shows. And it can make more competitive. Because if you're competitive, if you really want it, you'll work harder. Probably, So.
Yeah. I appreciate that. I mean, you've always been. I think you were one of the first. Like, actually, both of you were like kind of like two of the first people in the scene that I was like, oh, they're nice.
Yeah, I was trying to prey on you sexually though. So
they say you did invite me over to your subterranean lair.
Yeah.
I'm still working on the sexual part.
Nope. You invited me over for your birthday one time, and I thought it was gonna be like a raging like birthday party, and it was just like you and a couple gals sitting around and watching Coraline.
Yeah.
And I brought like a 12-pack of beer over, and I'm like, what's going on in the streets? The blue Coraline? Okay, we're just watching Coraline pounding beers. I was the only one pounding beers.
No, if it was my birthday, I was probably also pounding beers.
And then we all went out to dinner, and you found out that how old I was, and you said, you've lied to us.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a problem where I want to have birthday parties where it's cool, everyone shows up.
Yeah.
But I live like on a 3rd floor walk up with no elevator, so it's such a weird way to get like, come on up.
Yeah, and there's a cat in every room, which I like.
There is a cat in every room.
Like, you go into a room, you're like, wait, where's the cat hiding in this one?
I also have either no one likes me and they're good at excuses, but like there's a bad habit where I'm like, come out, it's my birthday, I'm doing it Friday, coming out, and everyone's like, oh, Friday's the biggest thing I've ever wanted to go to. I'm like, oh, that's fun. All right.
You got to do the off-night birthdays. You can't take up someone's Friday and Saturday with your birthday.
Wow.
You got to do like a Sunday evening birthday or a good Monday. You know what I like to do? Bowling on a Monday. People will show up to go bowling on a Monday for your birthday.
I just think I know what I'm doing for my birthday now.
Whoop, there it is.
Whoop, there it is.
What have you been doing? What are your what are your comedy goals? Where you at right now? You just dropped this album?
Yep.
You get all this. You're doing all this nerd news stuff. Like, what are you doing with your stand up?
So I guess with you're talking about old guard, I decided about a year ago, which is kind of why I did the album, why I've been doing all these things, is I kept trying to do stuff, and I wanted to be like, I was just waiting for someone to be like, hey, come do an album. I was waiting for someone to be like, hey, you should try to do this thing. And no one ever came to my birthday or told me that. So so I just started to decide. I was like, what can I do that doesn't require gatekeeping? I found Fringe Fest in Edinburgh. I'm going to do that next year. That's one of my goals, just because it seems fun. Yeah. And you just submit and figure it out. Like and by submitting, it's not like you get judged. You just go, I'm going to be doing this.
Yeah.
And it's probably going to be terrible.
How many performances do you end up doing? Is it like 30 one a day?
You can do you get one a day, I think, but you can do the whole month, you can do 1 week, 2 week. It's kind of whatever you work out with the venue.
Okay.
I think I would go insane if I did all 30. So I want to take a month off. I'll spend 2 doing Fringe Fest. Getting reviewed is I just want to have the clipping, even if it's like bad. Just the review is just bad in very large font. But
who reviews it?
The panel.
Just it's an old drunk Scottish guy.
Yeah, it's how
it was crab. My bad Scottish accent.
But so my goals are I want to have a new hour written by the end of the year. I want to perform it at Fringe Fest, and then start working on another. So in 2 years, have the album finished, and then have another album. Basically, like a 2-year cycle. I want to have 3 albums out, kind of where I'm at. I want to produce a pilot for cryptid cartoon, because I'm a big fan of like cryptid stuff, and I've been working on the script, and I'll commission that if I can't find an animator. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I think you got one.
I might could. And then what was the third one?
Lose your virginity.
No, I want to. Still trying to do that. That's off the goals. I've been trying too long, too hard. It's not happening. Chasing it too hard. And I want to produce at least a short film, but like a movie in town.
Oh, nice.
Like I've got 2 script ideas that can be really fun. I've got one.
Any black people in them? Damn, I don't like this answer.
It's like, what time?
Was that the playoff music?
Tyson looked like he was in the hot seat. Did you see him there? He was just like stroked out, started sweating.
When we say black people, what are we talking about?
Yeah, how black? So for his album, he put me on his album release show, which was wonderful. It was great.
It's not a movie.
His album recording, I was like, it was like there was no black people and no women, and I was like, Tyson, hey, I just noticed that you didn't have any black people or women on your show. And he goes, oh, I'm sorry. I just wanted my friends on this one. Which is a shitty way to find out you're not Tyson's friends.
Yeah, we all go to the same meeting, so it was just we just carpooled over. It was convenient. You do know I was being like very facetious when I said that.
No,
right?
no.
Okay.
I also get the advantage of like bringing the minority to any lineup, so I don't even have to think about it. You know what I'm saying?
It's time of hot seats. I'm put David Brooks is like, put Dyke on your release show. He don't count.
He said that?
Yeah, to my face.
It's on now. It's on.
It's nice though when like people
That's war, David Brooks. That's war.
Yeah, take away your color or your background. Anyways, about that white movie you're making.
Thought this would have been a fun goof, but oopsie doodles.
No, it's funny. It's been funny for a long time. I just think black people.
Welcome to our new segment, Black on Black Crime, where we cancel other black comedians for making racially insensitive jokes about us. That's honestly why I got in the comedy game, was just to cancel other people for their jokes.
Oh, I wasn't talking about the David Brooks part. Like, I just want to be clear.
Oh, he was trying to cancel you. I'm sorry. Sorry. Play through, sir. Play through.
Can I get my roll back? Can I get my die back? I want to roll this 20-side die. No, I'm just talking about it's funny, directors leave, people of color out of movies, and like we're like, oh, this sucks, and they laugh about it. Okay, I should have just gone with the David Brooks part.
No, you guys were gonna be in it.
Zach, you can hit
that.
Wait,
really?
You could.
Yeah.
Nope.
I didn't know where we were going.
No, I wanted to.
Obviously, I'm being sarcastic. I'm just joking around.
No, I wanted to. So another thing with you're out of the movie. Another like what I wanted to do is like Indianapolis has a lot of good talented people. I know
Not in this room.
Black and white.
Hey, I bet we even got some different than that.
Oh, Tyson's gonna round himself up a couple of difference.
What if he just didn't know any other race? He just calls them all difference. I know there's black, there's white, and there's difference. Difference are gonna be in my movie. Hey, difference, DM me right now.
Every time I go to the doctor's office, it asks that. It's like,
Not other, difference.
yeah, that's what I put for my gender too. What's your gender? It hits different. I'll tell you that much.
I was trying so hard not to, like, because if you just took my face and me just saying, like, Chinese, you'd be like, that couldn't have been a good sentence. So I was just like, oh, let's just avoid that completely.
I love how that is your go-to race, because we just did a podcast with you, and this came up somehow, and then you're like, Chinese.
Hey, look.
And you say it the same way every time.
Yeah.
He's like, not all black. We will also have a Chinese on there.
The way Tyson says racist, it looks like he's like jumping off a cliff. He's closing his eyes. He's like, all right, Chinese, I'm going to say it. It looks like you're jumping off a cliff when you say other races. He's like, I'm going to hold my breath.
Yeah, my best friend from kindergarten is half Japanese.
There you go.
It's 2022. We don't just call people Chinese anymore, Tyson. All right.
Oh, I was trying to be a good boy and I fucked up.
That's all right. Well, we're all very excited about this racially diverse cast that we're going to be putting together.
You asked!
It's just going to be uncomfortably diverse. Yes. Like what? Why did they put them playing an arcade game together?
Why does everyone say their race before they say their lines?
Like, why does it say Haitian Thad?
Haitian comedian Thad.
Just carrying around your national foods.
Yeah.
Why does my character say half black before he says it?
Why do I have a 20-minute dialogue about the earthquake? That seems insensitive that you brought that up. Okay. All right.
Well, they're both horror comedies.
Sounds like it.
As soon as we get done with the genderqueer prayer circle, we'll start this movie. Tyson accidentally makes the most woke movie ever. It was only 5 minutes of movie. It was 2 hours of build-up. But once we learned everyone's races and genders, we got right into the meat and potatoes of it. They, of course, didn't have meat and potatoes because everyone was vegan.
Cruelty-free potatoes.
I'm sorry, what was your movie you were talking about again? I think we got sidetracked.
Did we? Who would have thought?
Why is it called Power Rangers 4? I want to know that.
Do you ever like? I hate to drag memes into this, but do you ever like read a meme that's like, wow, I got so much good information out of this one meme. Like somebody just made a meme about the Green Ranger and about how his dagger was really a flute that sounded like a synth machine that he played with his mask on. And it was just like, yeah, that is deep. I spent about 10 minutes thinking about that one.
There's a TikTok and it was like, it was the old like, how old were you when you found out? And then it was just someone did all this math about Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, about how dense they'd be, consider like in the science, like we remove the space between the molecules. And so it was like, so they'd be heavier than this thing, and like they would, due to their size and calorie intake, they'd need to be eating constantly, so their excretions would be enough to like power sand through or be a weapon or propel them. Or like how old were you when you found that out? I was like, what the fuck? It was great.
That's wild.
I love when, yeah.
It is absolutely wild, but yeah.
And then just, there's the photo of him playing the flute with his mask on. I like miss the Power, like I remember like I had a job when the Power Rangers came on, but I was also like
You lied to me.
I was, but I was also like 14 working at McDonald's. Like my first job. Zach, your first job was McDonald's too, right?
Yep, 14.
My first job was like, I mean,
child labor, hell yeah.
Yeah, they didn't care. I mean, you only worked like 4 hours, but it felt like 12.
Yeah,
me and
it's because they slowed the clocks down.
Yeah, me and a friend drove there. I mean, we didn't have licenses either. I don't know who signed off on all of it, but
I got the job because my mom went through the drive-thru and was complaining about her son. And then they're like, send him in here. He sounds like a good boy. And then I got So they were like, you get a free meal, and they were like, yeah, you get a free meal at lunch every day. And they were, and I was like, so let's get. I said, so what exactly is free? They said everything. So I would pile like 6 things onto my tray and then go eat. I mean, I would be like I'd have like a number 2, a number 4, and then like a fish sandwich just loose. And
Just
like
a loose fish sandwich.
I had to have a talking to about my. They were like, "We said you get a free lunch. Like you get like a combo meal. You can't just take whatever you want. That's free." It's like,
I told you he's a bad boy.
yeah. I don't know if you've ever gotten fat trouble before, but
I had a friend who worked in the kitchen, and he made himself 2 full dinners and then sat down and ate them, and then they showed him on the security tape. Like he made a dinner, went out and ate it, and then apparently decided that wasn't enough, made himself a second dinner, and then ate it.
I mean, we've all had those days. Did they use that tape to submit to like the National Eating Championship or anything?
Yeah, and calm down, McDonald's. If someone wants seconds, give them seconds. You're doing fine.
It sounded like he had like 4 meals on that tray, though.
Who cares? He was
Yeah.
going through something.
I think I was
14.
I was literally probably making $7 an hour. You know.
Yeah.
Like, real quick, Tyson, you have any good I got fired stories?
Man, I worked retail. My first job was at a place called Shopco, and I hated it. So every day, like one time I had a nosebleed, like a little one. So I just kept forcing blood to my head so it wouldn't stop so I could go home. And just, it was like a bunch of, like my stomach hurt every day. And I just hated it. It was a terrible job. And so I go to call in to quit because I was driving to work, and then I decided I would rather go to my friend's house. So I just started driving to my friend's house, and I called them. I was like, hey, I'm not coming in today. I quit, actually, I think. I don't think retail's for me. And the lady on the phone who worked with me goes, yeah, we don't think it's for you either. So I think I was driving to get fired, and then I just saved them a step.
That's nice. I think that's definitely a thing with comics. I think comics try a lot of things out before they realize, like, there's certain things I realize I can't do anything like physically demanding, like out of doors. Like I got hired out. Like I was a lifeguard because of camp, and then I got hired at a private pool to be a lifeguard, and it was for like seniors mostly. So it was like very little to do, which I loved. And then like if there was no one in the pool, you could just sit there and nap, which was also nice. But then they were like, well, we feel like you should be doing something if there's no one here. So like, why don't you go out and like garden? Like, why don't you go out and like do like this physical labor? And I was just like, this feels like torture. This feels like actual torture. Like, because like pulling weeds for me is just like, I'll feel like I'm out there for 6 hours, and then I'll look and it's like 15 minutes have passed by. And I was like, oh, this is how you break someone. This is how you get like information out of people.
Yeah, I'm the opposite. I grew up on a farm, so I don't mind. Like, I did tasseled corn. If I get me out of the sun, but I'll do physical work. But like, you put me in an office, and like, I'm like, this is the worst I've ever felt. This is terrible.
And you went to college to do an office job, didn't you?
I've been to 5 colleges.
Okay. Well, I didn't need to. I wasn't trying to.
I went to.
He got nosebleeds at all of them.
I did animation. I was too dumb for cartoon school. So I went for animation and then generic stuff to 2 community colleges, to Illinois State. I've been around.
Are you going back to GenCon, by the way?
I need to get my buddy. No, it's probably gonna be closed. I haven't done laundry in 3 weeks.
Okay.
So no.
All right.
I want to, but I just.
Were you just gonna make a clothing out of your leftover GenCon badges?
Yeah, I'm gonna sew it together, and I'm gonna look like a trash man tomorrow. But
oh my god, can you drop a beat for me there, Zach? Tyson Cox, we love you every time. Appreciate you coming on the show.
Oh yeah.
Go out and get that new album, Dad Water. Where can people find you and follow you on social media?
You can find me everywhere at Tyson Cox Comedy, all one word. And then also the Nerd News channel at Gmail, if you want to, or Nerd News Network on TikTok. Just look up Nerd News and you'll see a white guy, and I'm sure that'll be me or Tyler.
You're getting better and better at these plugs.
I'm working on it. But I'm going to be at Clubhouse 2050. I don't even know if people can come into that one. It's a private event. I'm doing a swingers club on the 18th.
Oh, humble brag.
Yeah. And then a show I'm actually not supposed to tell you about on the 19th.
Alrighty. Well,
So-
that was mysterious.
Yep. No, don't worry. I'm not telling you about the show that I'm on that you could probably get tickets for later, but I'm not supposed to tell you.
Okay.
In fact, they're like, don't tell.
Don't ask, don't tell comedy.
Yep.
One of those kind of things.
Yep.
That is Shane McKee.
Well, I'm very excited. I'm about to be in a movie called Power Rangers for Everyone. Yes, Power Rangers for Everyone. FOR Everyone. And I'm excited to see. I hope I get to be one of the Rangers. Fingers crossed.
Zach Road.
You can find me at Zach_Roan on all socials.
If you like this show, check out our After Brunch, patreon.com/Harder Brunch. It's really fun. We always have comics come on, and we just shoot the shit and have a good time. And it's only $3. So please support us. I'm also at Dak Michaels on all social media. We love having you on. We love having you on.
Always a pleasure.
We'll see you next time. Peace out. I'm breaking the fourth wall now.
Hell yeah.